Welcome back to another episode of ROC Boys Football. Little breaking news action as Emory Jones transferring from Florida. He's been in the portal for a couple of weeks, landing at Arizona State, which in a lot of ways makes a lot of sense. It also is kind of a weird landing spot. Before we get into it, just wanted to thank you guys for all the support. And if you guys do like the content, you like talking college football, you like talking the NFL draft, go subscribe to the channel. Check the fellas out. We love talking ball with new people in the comment section. Let us know how you think this is going to work out. Dill, I want to get your initial thoughts on this. I know you're not a huge fan of Emory Jones. How do you think it's going to work out in the Pac-12 here?
Well, that's kind of my thing is I get if you look at the stats, like Emory Jones maybe had a little bit of a better year at Florida than Jaden Daniels did at Arizona State last year.
Every year, I would say.
But if you watch like the games, I think the play is like to me a fairly similar level of quarterback all in all. Like that Arizona State team did not give Jaden Daniels a ton of help. They couldn't block a soul. They had no pass catchers. So, I mean, Jaden Daniels really had to carry the whole load for the most part on that team. And, I mean, is Emory Jones going to take them up to a new level? I don't see it. I mean, he couldn't really do it at Florida. So, Arizona State's in a tough spot. I mean, with everything's going on. This is just like I don't see this making a huge difference given the program's in chaos.
Yeah, it is a program that is like the emoji or the gif of like the flames and then everyone saying it's just fine.
Oh, okay.
It's a very similar player, and I think they excel at the same things, and I think they also are hurt by a lot of the same things. You saw Jaden Daniels continued in the LSU spring game, just miss the passes that you want him to complete, like those 10-yard outs to move the chains, just not consistent enough. Very similar to what you saw Emory Jones struggle with. Now, I do think there's a difference. Emory Jones struggled when he's playing Georgia, the Alabamas. Like the defenses that he was playing in the SEC are going to be a lot different than the defenses you're going to see in the Pac-12. So I do think the quarterback play will be better. If you're asking me, would I rather have Emory Jones?
Yeah, but Emory Jones had talent. Those Florida teams had a lot of talent. That's true. Coach who has proven that he can make quarterbacks good.
They had a lot of talent in the running back. I mean, Justin Shorter was their best wide receiver last year, and Justin Shorter is a five-star who hasn't played like a five-star. I do think it's an upgrade, but it is just it's a 1-year fill where I don't know
how big of an upgrade. Do you think you see a different Arizona State team or
no? I don't think so. Unless you see some serious struggles with USC or with Oregon with the new coaching staff. I mean, don't forget Utah either. You probably won't be competing for a Pac-12. I do think it's an exciting fit for Emory Jones. I'm a huge fan of Emory Jones. He tried to compete for the job even with the new coaches. Like from everything I read, he has a lot of respect from his teammates, which Jaden Daniels obviously didn't have as they were just so quick. When Jaden Daniels hit the portal, they're like, get his stuff out of here.
Those are some vicious videos.
Yeah, I think Emory Jones is a good ball player. I'm kind of excited I think his game fits the Pac-12 a little bit more. I mean, when you rely so much on your athletic ability and then you're trying to get out of the reach of Trayvon Walker, it's a lot different. Not going to see the level of speed, the level of the physicality that you saw in the SEC. So I do think the quarterback play will be better. Do I think the offense will necessarily be better? Unless they have some serious guys, and I'm not that familiar with Arizona State's team, outside of Rachaad White, really the only draft. Like, if the ball wasn't in Rachaad White's hands last year, the offense wasn't moving. I mean, he was the only guy that could provide any explosive play. And I think this is a little bit of a last-ditch effort by Coach Edwards, just because if it doesn't work this year, he's probably gone, especially with all the allegations.
Well, I think Edwards is like, he's probably on his way out. He's lost all his coaches. It seems like his time's come. He hasn't really gotten it going at any point, even though he's had the excitement. So I just don't see this team being that much better. Like, I think Emory Jones is like a solid college quarterback, but not like a transcendental guy who's going to win on a team that's really terrible elsewhere.
No. Yeah.
So I don't see this as like, I get you're probably right. Herm's like, okay, we need to at least bring somebody in who gets a shot. I don't see that saving him. And I don't know. I almost wish for Emory Jones he went to a better, like a situation that wasn't
I disagree.
So in flux.
I think this is a great fit for him. Out in the Pac-12 where, I mean, Paul Tyson is the other guy competing for the starting spot, a third stringer from Alabama who hasn't really played any meaningful football ever. I think Emory Jones comes in, That the number one priority was I need to be the starter because this is my last year in college. I need to show like the NFL scouts, if you want to play at the next level, you got to show them. I bet Arizona State has some decent NIL money to work with as well. I think it's a good situation. Plus, in the Pac-12, like if you want to put up numbers and look good as a quarterback, go to the Pac-12. And same thing I think Caleb Williams was thinking, and the same thing that Jordan Addison's probably thinking.
You got to have a team. You got to like have. I mean, you're like acting like.
Yes, that is the
this
concern.
Is like they really struggle on offense. Like you're talking like traditional Pac-12. Hey, it's getting a little bit like. I mean, Oregon's gonna probably play good defense. Utah always plays good defense. USC might play better. I mean, you're acting like I don't know the Pac-12. Yeah, it's bad, but who's he going to be able to shine against? Washington's probably going to be very tough for him. So, I mean, all the good teams have actually like they're getting outside of the vein of really not physical bad defense. I think a little bit.
No, not. I don't. I think not even close.
You're like the defense. Do you look at SEC point totals ever? Do you ever like glance at it? Like Kentucky, Tennessee goes 50-50.
The defenses that you see in the SEC are eons better than what he'll see in the Pac-12, and I think that's
just because the conference is better everywhere. They're just infinitely better conference.
When you have to play hero ball like Emory Jones kind of had to play at Florida last year, and what he will have to do at Arizona State, it's no doubt better when the talent is just it's less on the defense side of the ball, specifically in the Pac-12. I'm personally pretty excited about it because you're excited about this offense. Emory Jones is an electric player. I mean, this is a guy that was talking about winning the Heisman before last year. He's a very good athlete, just as good, if not better, than Jaden Daniels running the football. I think
that's the thing. I think they're like much close. I just think they're very similar players to me. Like, I don't think they're a huge difference in that game. And given that Arizona State only seems to be getting slightly worse, if anything.
Arizona,
if not much worse.
It's a last-ditch effort. That we can agree on that. It is an absolute last-ditch effort for Herm Edwards and that Arizona State staff that is already getting kind of destroyed, blown up. I'm excited for it personally. I am an Emory Jones fan. I'm excited to see him play in a conference where his traits, his athleticism will probably be more of use. I think Arizona State will compete for the Pac-12.
Probably. That's my problem. If you're a middling Pac-12 year, no one really cares. And that's what they're going to be, middling to bottom.
Nothing better than a little Saturday night Pac-12 action.
No, so that's
agreed there.
It's Friday night, but that's
all right. We'll wrap it up there. We appreciate you guys.
Casual.
If you guys enjoy the content, go like and subscribe to the video. We appreciate you guys rocking with the ROC Boys as usual. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.